Good evening, everyone. I'm Miguel DeJesus, and for my public history site, I chose the Brewster House. One of the most valuable, though often overlooked aspects of the American Revolution were the efforts of American patriots to collect intelligence on British forces, in hopes of giving General George Washington and the Continental Army a fighting chance against a superior foe. One of the most successful espionage networks established by Washington operated on Long Island, New York, collecting detailed intelligence on the British forces occupying New York, including the headquarters which served General Henry Clinton, the British Commander-in-Chief in America. One of the members of this spy ring was Caleb Brewster, cousin of Joseph Brewster, who owned the home during the American Revolution. The Brewster House was entered into the National Register as a historical site in 2008. Built in 1665, it is believed to be the oldest building in the town of Brookhaven in East Setauket, one of 3 villages in the area where much of the espionage activity centered, which included Stony Brook and Oldfield as well. This wood-shingled home with a stone foundation sits at 1 1/2 stories tall in a residential zone today. The home was acquired by Setauket's first minister and first paid employee, Reverend Nathaniel Brewster. It passed through generations until inherited by Joseph Brewster, who ran an inn and tavern out of the home during the American Revolution, serving British officers. This tavern is thought to have played a part in the East Setauket Patriot spy ring that included his cousin, Caleb Brewster. The house remained in the family until 1948, when philanthropist Ward Melville acquired the property. It is now owned and operated by the Ward Melville Heritage Organization as a historic site and museum, with an active local history education program that focuses on the Brewster family and the colonial history of Setauket. Aside from its plausible use as a component of the Culper spy ring, where drunk officers may have let slip more information than they probably should have, the house was situated less than a football field's length away from one of several bays along Long Island's coast. The experienced boatman and whaler, Caleb Brewster, used these bays to deliver intelligence brought in from New York to the spy ring's leader, Major Benjamin Talmadge, who awaited across the river in Connecticut. In order for Brewster to know which of the several bays to pick up the intelligence from, Anna Strong, a resident of nearby Stony Brook, would hang a black petticoat on a line with several pieces of white linens, and the ordered position of the petticoat indicated to Brewster which bay he would receive his intelligence from before passing it along. If you recall, my previous discussion board post highlighted Anna Strong's contributions to the war. The Brewster House is just one of several historical sites on Long Island with ties to spy activity during the American Revolution. Along the northern coast of the island lies Route 25A, of which the Brewster House serves as an anchoring point on its east end. The route, formerly known as the King's Highway during the pre-Revolutionary War era, and now also going by the moniker Washington's Spy Trail, is home to several of these sites. Joseph Brewster himself served on the committee that built Route 25A after the war, and along its path you can find places such as Raynham Hall, the home of Robert Townsend, aka Culper Jr., a leading member of the Culper spy ring, located in Oyster Bay. Townsend's home also sometimes served as the headquarters for the Queen's Rangers under Lieutenant Colonel John Graves Simcoe. You'll also find the township of Huntington, whose shores it is believed was where Patriot Nathan Hale began his doomed mission to collect intelligence on the British forces in New York. The Nathan Hale Monument honors his sacrifice and is also located on Route 25A. Visiting the Brewster House provides insight into how and where George Washington was receiving the intelligence he needed to turn the tide of war. The home itself has been restored, and architectural documents detail the transition it went through as it grew between 1655 and 1948. Subsequently, following the route of Washington's Spy Trail, which begins near the Brewster House, takes you along Long Island to other sites where patriots served as members of the ring. An espionage network so successful that most of its members were unknown until the 1930s. Also worthy of mention is a depiction of the Brewster House painted by renowned genre artist William Sidney Mount in 1862, entitled Long Island Farmhouses, which today hangs in the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art and was painted while William Sidney Mount lived on the Brewster property in his mobile art studio. Not only is the Brewster House a local landmark and a historical resource, but it continues to be an invaluable educational tool used by the Ward Melville Heritage Organization, where on-site history programs are run from the house for school children and the community.